Good morning, team. We are back with another episode of Cajun Tiger Plays. I'm Cajun Tiger, and we are playing through Dyson Sphere Program, a Let's Play series, learning about the game and how these different things work inside the game. We are about to head back to our home planet. We have been working on building small carrier rockets so that we can send Dyson Sphere components so that our Dyson Sphere can get built. We've got a beautiful, beautiful collection of solar sails out there, and we need these components to be built so that we can fill in the middle and attach those sails before they start going away. We do need to get more power for this planet, which means we'll want to build more ray receivers, and we'll work on that back on our home world. And then we also are going to put down we have 24 of our vertical launching silos, so we'll put those out as well. And while we're back on our home planet, we are going to work on a couple of our milestones that we can do. Power storage is very, very easy. We can build a real quick fusion power, and we have the deuterium fuel rods that we can use for that. We'll get this one and this one as soon as we get our rockets launched and started working, and then we'll be able to create our critical photon this episode, I hope, and that leads us into being able to do our artificial star, antimatter, and our universe matrix. So we are all powered up and charged up and ready to go. Let's get some fuel in our mech, and then put this stuff back in our inventory, and we are ready to head back to our home planet and get some things taken care of there. We are close proximity, which is a good thing. It means it's easier for us to get there. So we'll head into cruise mode, and I'm going to start picking up stuff as soon as we get there. We will I would like to make, it may take us a little bit of time to get all the materials that we need to do it, but I'd really like to be able to make 40 more ray receivers, because I would like to keep 10 for here use on this planet so that we can make our critical photons, and then take the rest to the other planets so we can put those out pretty much before we do anything else, so that we can get plenty of power and get that power started. All right, so we're going to grab the glass from here. Probably need to grab more glass somewhere else. We'll get all of the steel from there. We'll get steel from this guy as well. Then we can come over to our storage facilities, and we don't need any of those guys. We can go ahead and pick him up, and yeah, that's good for now. Put him in our inventory as well. Do we have room for the miners? We can put the miners in here with them. There we go. All of that's taken care of. Let's get our circuits, processors. Don't think we need plasma exciters for that. Oh, we do need carbon nanotubes, titanium alloy, and I think super magnetic rings, I think, is what we need for our fusion reactor. That's what we want to make first. Yeah, super magnetic rings. So let's pick up all of our super magnetic rings, and that will allow us to get our mini fusion reactor started. We only want to make one of those. And then for our ray receivers, we need more stuff. Big thing we need right now is going to be these chips, so we'll get 200 of those. That should give us plenty to make stuff. Well, that gets us because of our silicon. That was the other thing we needed more of. We don't have enough silicon to make everything we want to make either. So let's get 400 silicon. That should help. Now we can make 10, and we need more critical photons, or photon combiners, excuse me, and we need more processors. So let's do a quick sort. We have 200, we have 200, we have 200. So we just need to be able to make 100 of these guys, which means 600 glass, I think, and 100 circuits, which we have the circuits, and then we'll need 50 processors. So that will get us, we're going to go ahead and grab 200 processors while we're here, and then we're going to fly all the way over here where we are making glass so that we can just grab it out of a big container instead of a little container. I don't think we're making prisms anywhere on this planet. I thought we were, but I looked around a couple times. I couldn't find them. That's one of the issues that you will run into playing this game, is you don't always able to find everything that you can possibly make. Okay, so now we're going to need more silicon and more of that. Let's see, we have 300 glass. So what's this going to give us? This is going to give us 20. So we'll need another 300 glass to get to 20 more. So let's grab 300 while we're here. Oops. We'll go ahead and, oops. Well, maybe we will, maybe we won't. There we go. We can put that in there. Head back this way. We probably won't be able to grab our, oh, well, we just passed it and I didn't grab it, so we won't grab our steel. We will grab steel from these guys. Oops, if I can. Why are you... Oh, you're complaining because you don't have any iron. Okay, well that's, you're gonna get there. Grab 100 steel from you. Then we can come over here and grab 100 steel from you and 100 steel from you. That should give us plenty. What do we need now? We are going to need silicon, and we're going to need more of our supermagnetic rings. Supermagnetic rings is going to be probably what prevents us. Well, maybe not. We got 400 of them, so that may be enough. Let's get our silicon and see what we can do. We'll do, what, 313? So that hopefully we don't have too much extra. All right, let's see what we can do. We can get there part of the way. We need more circuits. Let's get 90 more circuits and hope that's enough for what we need to do. It should be, I believe, enough to get us 10 more. Yeah, there we go. All right, that will give us a full 40. And I would like more, but for now, we'll be content with 40. All right, we're going to grab that, which gives us 2 charged up accumulators. We'll put those down. We might hear from our advisor.
An accumulator is a power storage facility. It will store surplus power in the power grid. When there's not enough power supply, stored power will be automatically released to operate the facility. It can also cope with short-term surges in power consumption, especially a surge caused by laser towers.
All right, thank you, advisor. Expanding how much of the assemblers and sorters that we're making, we will eventually need to make more miners for some of the things that we want to do before we're done. We'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, we had some glass right there, and I missed it. Sorry about that. We'll use that later, I'm sure. We have plenty of things that we can use glass for. Let's put all of this stuff back because we don't necessarily need it right now. That'll clear out a little bit of room in our inventory. Clean that up a little bit. We can put our fusion power plant right here, and we will not hear from the advisor about that one, but we're going to put 5 of our fuel rods in there, and that gets us our fusion power achievement or milestone. All right, let's see what else do we have that we need to do. I think that is everything that we want to do while we're here on this planet. So we'll put as much as we can in there, and we'll put the rest in there. Let's see. We're good with everything else, I think. We probably could use... Well, actually, let's take the fusion power plant with us, because we'd definitely be able to use that on the other planet. We may be able to use the solar panels as well. They may help a little bit, but realistically, we need lots of power. So, all right, let's grab more foundations, and then we'll head back to the other planet and get things set up working for our vertical launch silos. Now, the beauty of the vertical launch silos, they are, you remember, we make those rockets using the Dyson Sphere components that we make here. And the nice thing about them, though, is because they're actual rockets, they launch and they can handle driving. So they don't need to be in a particular hemisphere or facing the sun or anything like that. They just need to be built and fed the rockets. So get back over to Pyxidis II and see how that works. While we're flying here, and before we get all of this going, I will do our shout out for today. We're sticking with a TV theme. We are going to do a shout out for a little bit of an old school TV show. Grew up watching this when I was a kid. Not all the time when I was a kid, but I did watch it. I did enjoy watching it when I was a kid. But the TV show MASH. Did you ever watch MASH? The 4077 Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. It was, I don't want to say it was a consistent staple in our house, but I did enjoy when I was allowed to stay up late and watch it. Alan Alda and Mike Farrell and, oh goodness, what was the other names? Gary Burkhoff and Jamie Farr, Loretta Swit, all the crew there. I was much bigger fan, I will say, of Colonel Potter than I was of any of the other leaders that they had. But he ended up heading home and getting all things done there. Won't talk about all of that, but I remember the ending of MASH was a huge national event. People from all over were watching TV to see the finale of MASH. Probably one of the better episodes of TV that I've seen. If you watched Alan Alda, you definitely got a sense that he was much more than a comedic actor. He did comedy very well, but he handled that final episode and the events that were going on. The drama of that was handled very well. I think that's one of the things I liked about MASH. For a sitcom, it had those serious shows every once in a while that were worth watching. I mean, they were good shows. They were, told a good story and got a good point across when they wanted to. Had a lot of fun when they weren't getting a point across. So it was a neat show to watch. So let me know, did you watch MASH growing up? Did you watch reruns? Or I'm probably watched reruns. I don't know that I saw original. I can't remember exactly when the original was on, but I do remember it came on right after the news. So we're going to run out of assemblers again because I forgot to grab any more. So we're still making the rest of our stuff, so it's okay. But yeah, it came on right after the news, and I remember, when I was allowed to stay up that late, 10:30 at night, I definitely enjoyed watching MASH. So let me know, did you get to watch MASH when you were a kid, or as an adult, have you gone back and watched it? I probably need to go back and watch it. It's been forever since I've seen it, but definitely a show that I enjoyed. What about you? Did you enjoy it? Let me know in the comments. All right, we are ready. It's time to, well, realistically, it's time to add to our power grid. We do not have enough power to fuel the needs of all of these rocket launchers that we're building. So we're going to drop some more of these. These guys are still slowly building. So we're going to drop them and let them get started on building up their percentage. Remember, this is one of the beauties of having the tidally locked world is these guys are always facing the sun. So as long as they're continually receiving, this number keeps going up, which means their output keeps going up. These ones that we've built already are up to 100%, and they generate 15 megawatts of power. So that's a good thing. We definitely can use the power. We'll build some more of these, and then we'll start getting our rocket launchers built. Don't have enough of these to build all of them that we want to build here, but we will get what we can built and see what we can do after that. Again, like I said, the rocket launchers, the beauty of them, we will be building them in our sun-facing side, but the beauty of them is that you don't have to build them facing the sun. You can build them anywhere. And actually, first time I built this, I think we're going to go for 2 rows today, but the first time I built it, I actually built just one great big long row, and it was just fine. Everything was hunky-dory, and we got all the rockets launched. So we're gonna put this one down, and I'll flip it around and put the other one down, and we'll listen to the advisor talk about them.
You've built a vertical silo. It automatically launches small carrier rockets loaded with the Dyson Sphere components to build the nodes and the frames. Before that, you need to access the Dyson Sphere panel and plan its nodes and frames. Each rocket provides 1 structure point. You can check the structure points required for the Dyson Sphere in the vertical silo panel.
All right, so we have already done all of that. We know that our Dyson Sphere requires plenty of rockets and nodes. Forgot to pick my rockets here. Okay, there we go. All right, now the cool thing about these guys is we can daisy chain them. So that's too far. We can't go that far, so we'll go this way. And then we can insert. Okay, so now we got to get power to them, which is an interesting experience. There we go. That gets us power. Then we're also going to need to go here. If we don't have one there, they don't get power. So we have to have one every 5 because we're going to daisy chain. And what that means, if we build one here, we can't daisy chain. It's too far apart. But we can flip him around and build him basically right next door. So flip him around and build him right next door. Now we get our achievement for rocket launch. Now we can just attach these guys like this, and if we build our Tesla towers every 5, then we can power. If we don't do it here, that middle connector with that sorter doesn't get power. So speaking of sorters without getting power, we need to put some power over here for that sorter so he can feed into there. All right, so then we can flip-flop these guys and just they feed each other, and you can see the rockets launch. Kind of a cool little graphic, and we'll get that gravity field distortion coming through. There it goes when the rockets launch. But we'll build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, build them a little further apart, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. I was not consistent with my spacing, but we'll get over it, especially as we see our Dyson Sphere being built, which we'll go check that out in just a minute. All right, build our Tesla towers here. Is that enough for him to get power? It is not. All right, so we'll build Tesla towers in the middle now. That should be enough for everybody up there to get power, and now we just need to build our 11 more down here. Put 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's all we have. So we built a little weird, but it's okay. It works. It still works. As long as we can connect these guys, they will pass rockets to each other. They will launch rockets. If we're building more rockets, we could build more of these guys and actually get more launched and more built faster, but we're not building more just yet. So we can watch, you can see these numbers are actually going up little by little. They're decreased, but then more will be brought in as they're made. So this one's actually going down right now, but as more rockets get made, they'll be brought in. Sales have been running for quite a while now, and we're not running out of sales, although we are using some sales to build rockets, so that could impact our rocket creation. But hopefully we're not going to experience too much of a problem from there's more coming in there. We'll see another 100 come in. Hopefully we won't see too much of a problem from oh, we're missing a little bit of power here. Better double check some of this just to be sure that everybody's got power now. We don't want we just need to keep an eye on things, make sure that our buffering, we've talked about that before, buffering can give you a false sense of security, a false sense of everything's good, and it's not necessarily good all the time. So all right, let's see. We are getting there with these guys. Okay, we're building our last 10 so we can put more out here. Our last 10 we'll use on our home world to get our critical photons, which we'll go do that in just a minute as soon as we get these last guys out and address a little bit more of our power concerns here on this planet. We have almost 75% sufficiency. What I want to do is come over here. I think, let's see. Yeah, here it is right here. We're going to see if we can't sneak in our... Where did he go? There he is. We're going to sneak in our fusion reactor right here. And... is that the right spot? Yeah, this is... I think this is the right spot. Yeah, that's the deuterium fuel rods. So what we can do is put just a quick little insert there, so that'll give us just a little bit of extra power. He won't steal too much. He'll keep his little section full there, and then the others will go through once he's filled up, which, yeah, he only takes 10, so, and you can see it's taking a long time for those to fully be consumed, so he won't take very much from that at all. We could build more of those guys and build more of our deuterium fuel rods, but I think we're good for now there. We can also come over here and build some more of our solar panels here. Just build them both directions. See how many can we fit here. They're not going to be, this isn't going to give us a ton of extra power, but it'll keep us closer to 100%. Again, I don't think we'll hit death spiral with this over here with what we're doing, but we definitely don't want to accidentally hit death spiral in here. So we'll just build some solar panels, and that'll help augment the power needs on the planet here without causing us too much grief and not having to create too many more buildings that we would need to set out and provide fuel for and all that. So this should be enough to at least keep things going. There we go. We get our first Dyson Sphere cell. At this moment, gazing at the Dyson Sphere built on 46 Pyxidis, you realize it was all worth it. It'll slowly become more complete. Enjoy this beautiful striking moment. We have built a Dyson cell. We'll go look at it in just a minute. But we're already up to almost 80% sufficiency, dropping down to 75, but it will grow again as our friendly neighborhood ray receivers get up closer to 100% and 15 megawatts generation. That will help a good bit in our power needs. So, all right, let's see. We cannot see our Dyson Sphere from here, but we can see Pyxidis IV. Let's see. Can we see from out here if we go this way? There we go. We can see barely that they've started building some of the framework for our Dyson Sphere. If we go into our Y menu, we can actually zoom in and you can see what they've started building. You can see the completed parts. So they're already attaching some sails, getting things working. So that's pretty cool. We are doing the additional research right now so that we can get these extra 15 degrees, each one of these, and we'll get it all the way to the pole. Don't know if we'll come in and add more stuff, but for now, let's jump into our technology menu because we've got that in queued. We've got this one queued up. We've got this one queued up. This one's currently researching, almost done, and then this one jumps into the white science. Now, we can come down here and do the antimatter capsules and some of these other things down here that we don't really need, because we're not doing the dark fog, so we don't really need any of this stuff down here, so we haven't researched it. We might look into that, haven't decided yet. Again, here, all of these are universe science. Is it universe science, I think is what it's called? So, universe matrix. So the white science, universe matrix. We didn't do energy shields. We're queued up on our solar sail attaching speed. We're queued up on our ray efficiency. We have one more here. We're going to queue that up now, and then that jumps into white. We didn't do pile sorters, and we probably won't this game. But basically that stacks things on a belt just so that you can get more throughput. If you're going to do a huge mega base, it is definitely worth it. This is really where we want to head. Get our vein utilization up. We can, of course, keep increasing our carrying capacity so that we could carry more things in each trip. And then, of course, speeds and things like that. So we're pretty much good on, all of this stuff down here. Again, we didn't research any of this because we don't really need any of it. It's durability, planet shields, just different ground squadrons, space fleets, combat drones, EM weapons, explosive damage, energy damage, kinetic damage. We don't have dark fog in this game, so we're not using any of that. And same thing with the energy shield. Same thing with the reconstruction, marking stuff. We're just not using any of that. So I don't think we're going to end up researching it. We might. If we get back to it, we will get back to it. But I will explain when we get back to our home world. We're almost done for today. But let's get back to Pyxidis IV and see if we can't get our critical photon today. But in order to build the universe matrix, we need the critical photon to be able to get antimatter. And that will create, we'll look at the recipe in just a minute. Where are we? Oh, we're right here. This is exactly where we want to be. Okay, so let's look at the recipe real quick. It's right here. Well, the recipe for white science, we need one of each other kind of science, and then we need antimatter. We get antimatter by taking a critical photon, putting it into a particle collider, which we'll need to make more of, and it splits it into hydrogen and antimatter. So the nice thing about that is when the time comes, we can just send antimatter over here and change all of these guys into white science build the white science, since we're already sending all of our other multicolored sciences in, and then just take white science out and build another stack somewhere for doing the actual research. So that is one option. I'm not 100% sure if that's what we're going to do, but that is an option. It is a relatively easy way to take care of things pretty quickly, being able to build the universe matrix. But in order to do that, we have to get all of the science that we're currently researching completed, because those sciences are using the colored science cubes. So we can't replace what we're currently doing until we're done with the colors. So, and nothing that we're currently researching uses the universe matrix, the white science. So we're kind of okay with that as well. These guys are going to generate photons. Let's put you there and you there. And they will only generate photons as long as they're receiving the rays. So we want to make sure that we've got them built. Normally you would want to build them closer probably to a pole, so that they're going to be facing the or even do this and get those critical photons on the other planet where they're constantly facing the sun or facing the Dyson swarm. Since we're not doing that, actually we want to go this way, I think. Yeah, we'll come out this way with our critical photons. Let's get these guys changed over first to photon generation. And you can see, same thing, continuously receiving. So as long as he's facing the Dyson swarm, this percentage will go up and we'll get critical photons. So since it's not going to be permanent and it's going to be, different speeds based on how long we're facing the Dyson swarm, we will store them. There we go. We have our first critical photon. And we will store them in a box or 2 or 3 and use them as we are able. Again, we're almost out of time for today, so we'll finish this and store these guys in a box, and then next time we'll build our particle accelerators and start working toward being able to do white science research when the time comes. When we do the particle accelerators for this, we're going to have to address the fact that we're also creating extra hydrogen. So that is something that will potentially cause us problems. Not major problems. We just need to deal with that surplus of hydrogen. We know how to do that. We can throw it into a planetary logistics station, and we already have all that facility ready to go. What we'll do, I'll show you guys in just a second here. Let me finish building this. What we'll end up doing is feeding that hydrogen into this line right here, where it can be used as any excess needed to fill up this belt for our red science. And then we'll change this to supply, put a sorter here and send any excess into there so that it supplies our hydrogen needs elsewhere. So we'll do that in our next episode, and we'll deal with these critical photons. Let's put, where's our depots? We'll put a couple depots on top of there, so we've got plenty of depots to handle everything. So our critical photons will get stored. We'll deal with them and create our antimatter and start working on our white science. Maybe what we can do is bring our antimatter in on one side over here, change one stack to white science, and then just feed it across to the other for research. And that would get us the ability to do white science research. We'll look at it. We'll play with some different options. The other thing that I would like to do is the mall hub area thing that we had talked about, being able to do that the way that, look at that. That's just cool. That's just beautiful. Starting to build our Dyson Sphere. I'm going to see my name up in lights, guys. That's just cool. Anyway, the mall hub depot area that Nilhouse and his listeners and followers designed on Twitch. I want to do that, and I want to do an example of that with you guys so that you can build it on your own in the future. Here you can see our constantly receiving is going down, so we're not generating any critical photons right now. But as soon as we come back around on the other side of the planet, we will. So again, normally you'd want to build these as much as possible so that some of them are facing the sun or the Dyson sphere the whole time. We didn't get to do that. In any case, remember, players, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Keep building, team.